You got that, and you gonna murder this one and murder that one. Talking all that bullshit. I'm gonna put it to you like this, yo.
This is for the nerds, this is for the brainiacs, this what we deserve. Go ahead and play it back, you ain't gonna touch me, you not gonna do nothing, you are not above me. I bet you wish you was me, I know it, I know.
What is poppin', everybody? And welcome back to another special episode of the Only Friends podcast. Well, you know, it's me and my only friends, which includes, but is not limited to, a sidekick. What's poppin', Berkey? Back in the building. How you feeling?
Don't fucking sidekick me.
How was is Becky's Stan adventure?
Don't do this.
How was the excursion?
The excursion.
Excursion.
Someone's gonna talk to him about speaking and vocabulary.
Excursion.
Do you spell that for me?
EXCURSION.
Yeah, that's correct.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But there was a merged letter in there.
Yeah, I mean, shit happens.
The X.
Excursion.
No, the in the middle of that there was an average. Someone's got to help this. Got to give him speech pathology classes.
Wouldn't be a normal day without it.
Look, we're working on it. There will be some training if this podcast continues.
Gonna burn this. Should have burned it down when we had a chance.
Burn it down.
Hey, we still have the chance. As always, we're on another anniversary show. Today is our 600th episode.
600 shit.
Which can only mean one thing. Time to talk about ending this whole fucking thing again.
How is
You
it?
boys ready or what?
It's almost been a year since the retreat, right?
Just about exactly, yeah. Yeah, mid-October I think we went last year.
I say we do 66 more shows.
Why?
So we end on...
Call me the devil!
Exactly. We end on
horn's
666.
Yeah.
Mark of the beast.
You guys want to go back to Big Bear?
When?
We're going to have to.
I'm just throwing it out there.
We're going to have to. We want to keep this show alive.
We're gonna have to have another team bonding experience. Everyone talk about your favorite parts of the podcast.
Yes.
And Conrad,
I like Guapo and Tortoise.
Yes. That was the best thing that came out of that whole trip.
Conrad, have you ever showed up to this podcast in your robe?
Landon has literally used that phrase every day since that day.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite phrase.
Yeah, but when he says it, I think we forget the callback because he says it like the I like turtles kid.
I like
Or he's just like, I like turtles. I like Guapo and Tortoise.
It's Tortoise and Guapo.
Whatever.
and
We have to
Guapo.
get the wording right, or it doesn't sound correct.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it just generally doesn't sound correct.
It's unbelievable. All the exercises that he didn't want to do, and then we did the one where we're talking about cacophony, and then he just wanted to dunk on Guapo the entire time for having an IQ of 48.
I don't remember what I remember what the improv aspect of it was. It was actually quite funny. Guapo was like very low key good at improv.
Oh, it's unbeliable.
He was very good.
good.
Something tells me he's made up a lot of stories in his day. Perhaps on the fly.
Hey man, I thought he won a bracelet.
Right, exactly. And his
You
cousin plays for the national team. Like, yeah, there's a lot going on there.
The devil is in the details, boys. Great lies have great details.
Him and Nikki spent a lot of time going back and forth about selling hot tubs with anal jets.
Yep.
Something. I definitely remember that. I don't remember what Conrad did. I don't remember his bit.
It was something about like Guapo not passing a test because he wasn't very smart. And then Conrad was like, just went off on him, but like in an improv way of just being mean. It's like, hey, I'm gonna somehow
Doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it's almost like he just had these thoughts and was like, oh, this is improv. And just fucking
Right. Well, that was most of the trip, honestly, for Conrad. Just having like some deep thoughts that he
All
wanted
right,
to
everybody in the hot seat, talk to me about the podcast.
That was a year ago.
Yeah, roughly a year ago.
Yeah,
Roughly a year ago.
I think we should do it again.
I'll
Once a year retreat.
set it up if you guys want to go. Look, I just got back. I'm ready to leave again. I'm very.
Still hot here.
It's hot, but it's also just like it seems so hard for me to adhere to any sort of schedule when I'm here, and I don't know why. I don't know what it exactly is about Vegas that just makes me check out. But like where I was staying, and granted, everything was like at my fingertips. Like I go down 2 floors and I just have like an entire fucking industrial gym available to me,
nice.
whatever. But, you know, the days that I wouldn't play, I would wake up at 7 a.m. sharp. Like the days I wouldn't play, I would go to bed really early because what the fuck am I going to do? I'm trapped in a hotel room, go to bed at 9, wake up at 7 a.m. Immediately in the cold pool, sauna. They had these amazing, like, I don't know what to call the material. It was like, I almost want to say that they were concrete, but they weren't. They were like ceramic towel almost. And there were these chairs. They were like, they look like, what are the outdoor chairs that you get by the pool?
Lawn chairs?
Like lounging chairs.
Yeah, but there's a specific name for it. Anyway, they were constructed like that, where it like contoured to your body, but you know they were like basically rock, but they were heated.
Heated rock.
And they were so fucking comfortable.
That sounds nice.
Because you would go from 36-degree water to 200-degree sauna, back to
200.
Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
Yeah, you would think you would boil, but not too bad. Really not too bad.
200.
How long are you in there for? Like 15 minutes?
No. Shockingly, like I got really heat adapted. I was doing like 25, 30
The crazy
minutes.
thing, it was Celsius.
Your blood would actually boil.
No, it was almost 100 Celsius. It was like 96 Celsius.
That's what.
So yeah, you go like cold, hot, cold, and then you're supposed to shiver dry. Like that's the whole upside of doing cold pool.
Lock in.
So I would do like 5 minutes to end, and then I would go lay on these chairs, and they're heated, but you're only getting small portions of it. And man, you're just like shivering and then getting the heat to like thaw you at the same time. And the next thing you know, 30 minutes has gone by. And it's like, what a morning, Just spend an hour in this cycle, feel really good, go get some breakfast, come down, hit the gym. Here, I got home last night at 6 p.m. I was asleep by 8, slept the night through till 7 a.m. And I was like, all right, we're back, baby. We're going to get it. So I sauna, and I was like, all right, I'm going to sauna, and then I'm going to do work.
Pick.
Yeah, and then I'm going to do work for the podcast. So get in the sauna, get out. It's like, 8:30. I was like, all right, guys, I'm going to go to the office early if you guys want to come with me. They're like, yeah, sure. 9 o'clock, we're here at the office. 3 hours before the podcast. I do a goddamn thing.
The funny part about it, I was going to say something before the show. I was like, we got here at 9 o'clock and we've been talking about nothing.
I didn't do a thing. And I don't understand. I was like trying to work the whole time. Like the whole time I was trying to work.
Well, it's easy. What is different?
Nothing.
You didn't have these two guys distracting you the whole time.
That's true.
More
Hey
important.
man, we talked about very important
We
things.
did. We had good conversations.
Yeah, exactly. You were just talking about probably nonsense and bullshit that probably didn't matter.
Hey, man, we learned
Now
more
he
than that.
didn't be
Life-changing
productive.
stuff.
Well,
Can
when
I-
you're on your own, you just have to do something.
Can I get you guys to go to Tahoe on the 14th?
Why?
I'll already be up there.
Why are you going to Tahoe?
I'm going to Reno for Run It Up Reno.
Oh.
We're going next week.
Wait, it's not still called Run It Up Reno, is it?
Run It Up Reno? Is that what it's called? No, it's not Run Up Reno. It's Run Good Reno. Sorry.
Once upon a time, it was Run It Up Reno.
No. I'm going to Run Good in Reno. It's going to be at the Atlantis Hotel, and it's from the 8th to the 13th.
You're going for that whole stretch?
Yep.
Okay.
So it's Tuesday to Sunday.
Corey's going to be there.
Yep. Me, Corey, Jamie, we're rocking out.
Yeah.
Sounds like you got a trip planned.
I'm getting
Thanks for the
poppin'.
fucking invite.
Oh, I mean,
just
I just
invited you.
did.
Oh, it's a little late. I mean, it's October 2nd
Well,
already.
do you act like you
This
don't
guy.
do that? You are perfectly
Give him
fine.
2 weeks.
You are perfectly fine for the 14th to be in Tahoe. You're all set for it.
Oh, you want us to come at the end?
Yeah, you don't want to come for the tournament. I
No,
know
I
you.
definitely don't.
I know you.
No, you're right.
So on the 14th, you guys get there, and we have a good podcast week in Tahoe.
I can't come the 14th.
All right.
Uh,
Acts like he has something to do.
Did you say we were having a podcast week in Tahoe?
Yeah, they can pack
this
shit
is
up.
Yeah, hey Guapo, you ready to take down the set?
All news to me.
the 14th is Danielle's birthday. The 13th is Steelers Raiders.
All right, 15th.
So Hish will be in town. He wants to go to the game. Are you coming, Lamanna?
To the Steeler game?
Yeah.
It depends.
On what?
Price of the ticket.
We'll figure it. I think there's a good chance we can get Hish to pay for it.
Okay.
Wow.
That would incentivize.
Jace claimed he was coming for this game.
I know. He told me the same thing when I was back home in was it August? Yeah. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely come out." And then
Yeah, I haven't heard from him since. We're gonna have to follow up.
Sounds interesting.
we were like 4 beers deep.
Is it on Sunday?
Yes, it is on Sunday because that's when football is played.
Well, if it
Evening.
was like
Or Thursday,
or Thursday or
Monday,
Saturday
or
or
Raiders
Friday.
don't get those games. That's a prime time
When
game.
the Steelers are around, they do.
yeah, I was
That's
hoping that
true.
it was like a Monday.
No, it's an afternoon game. You say that it's obviously on a Sunday. Today marks 55 days straight between now and the day before Thanksgiving, where there is either a college or an NFL game every single day.
Yeah.
College plays throughout the week, right?
And obviously NFL is Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Wait.
No Saturday. Well,
No,
Saturday's later in the
in the
season.
Yeah,
season.
Saturday isn't starting until like December, I think.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Okay.
Something along those lines.
Mm,
Maybe, yeah, because I think it's right after Thanksgiving they start the Saturday games.
well, no, they have a Friday game. They have a Black Friday game
Mm-hmm.
the day after Thanksgiving. And then for sure the Christmas slate has a Saturday game, but I'm not sure if there's any prior to that. I don't know, man. They're just taking over. Like, it's fucking baseball season, you know? It's the playoffs.
Postseason baseball.
Postseason baseball.
Playoffs?
Oh yeah, how
Postseason
close to
baseball.
the Pirates?
What time do the Pirates play?
I watched the end of the Padres-Braves game last night, and I got to tell you, man, these playoff teams are built different.
Oh, they really are.
They look a lot different than the Pirate baseball
They really
I
do.
spent 150 days watching this year.
They really, really do. It's sad.
Like, every at-bat is either a home run or a strikeout.
It's wild.
Well, actually, funny you say that because there wasn't a home run in the first 3 games yesterday.
That's interesting.
The only game that was 2 home runs was in the Padres game. There wasn't a home run in the first 3 games.
Really?
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Wow.
But there was a lot of strikeouts, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, the Padres struck out 15 Braves. I just apparently they were doing they were kind of pitching by committee yesterday too.
Yeah.
So I don't know who they started, but I guess their bullpen handled most of the game. 15 Ks coming out of the pen.
That's strong.
Bro.
Do you guys always remember baseball being this way? As in, like, the Yankees haven't played yet all these teams that played yesterday are playing their second game today.
This is wild card round.
This is new in the last couple years where they switched from the wild card being a 1 game to a 3 game series. So now
because there's more teams.
there's
I'm
more
bugging.
teams.
Okay,
so
okay,
now
okay.
essentially this is the first round of the playoffs, and the top 2
Got buys.
the top 2 teams in each league get a bye.
Okay,
Right.
I was completely thrown off here because I was like, why are they
It
playing?
used to only be
Okay.
4 wild card teams total. Now it's
And they played 1 game.
Right.
Right.
So the
And
Dodgers
now
it's
it's
Right.
okay.
So the Dodgers and the Phillies get a bye, and then the Yankees and the Guardians get a
You
bye.
think they just did this for ticket prices?
No. It's not about that.
I think they were extending the wild card.
It's a lot of things. I mean, like obviously all the owners, they wanted it. The commission wanted it
For
because
ticket prices?
yeah, well, ticket prices more
Baseball's
more
way
games.
more of a TV deal type of thing.
Yeah, so more games on TV,
TV.
and then also, like more teams having a chance to make it means more teams are in it towards the end of the season, which draws more interest to the sport in general.
And the players wanted
It
better.
is
More teams are
notable though, because most of the conversation over the last decade is that the season runs too long and you have so much bad weather because so many of the great teams are like in the Northeast area.
Yeah, it's like they don't want like the
Like, the
World
Yankees
Series
are just-
running into November.
Yeah, the
right?
Yankees are just playing like October 25th in
It-
New York.
It does
Yeah.
feel like, at least when it comes to postseason, everyone knows there's a conclusion. Where in the regular season, it's just like, oh, here we go again and over again. But knowing that there's a conclusion after the postseason and the games mean more.
Postseason baseball is really fucking epic, especially
It's
when
different.
a lot of the best talent is highlighted. Like, once the Phillies and Dodgers get to playing with Ohtani and Bryce Harper in the mix, and then obviously the Yankees with
like,
Murders Row.
Who doesn't want to see the Dodgers versus the Yankees in the World Series?
Me.
Like
Exactly
like,
me.
I know,
Literally me.
I get it, but like,
Give me the Guardians and the,
but why?
and the Phillies.
Don't you want to see Ohtani and Judge like those guys,
No.
the best guys in the league, just going at it in like the biggest stage? I don't know.
There's
I
one
do.
team that I'm rooting for that's not the Yankees, and that's Detroit. Because they are on, actually, and the Mets, because they're both on pretty wild rides. When it comes down to it. Like, I like to root for the underdogs when it comes down to going
maybe
into
a
playoffs.
Subway Series again.
And, like, when you're on such a sick run, like, they were.
That was Arizona last year, though, and it was so unimpressive.
I mean, they were 0.02% to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Like that,
Dude, I didn't.
in August.
I don't follow like the American League that closely because
You're a Pirates
I'm
guy.
a Pirates guy, right? And then I was looking, I was like, wait, Detroit's in it?
Yeah,
like, I had no idea until like a week ago.
Yeah,
was like,
it's pretty wild that the
Yeah.
run that they're on. So just like to see them actually do it would be pretty cool. Plus, Google, whatever the hell his name is, Scolbo, is pitching out of his fucking mind right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because, like, I say that, like, I don't want to see L.A., New York, and I really don't. But, like, I definitely don't want to see a repeat of Arizona, Texas.
Right, of course not.
I mean,
That
but
was,
I'm
like,
saying.
the worst.
Yeah.
The Phillies getting
Let's get
knocked
the
out.
best of the best.
God, it's so funny because,
Going
like,
after
I
each
think
other.
that was so good. Like, that
No.
was so awesome. There's two teams that aren't supposed to be here that are here.
Had to be one of the lowest rated World Series in the last 20 years.
It definitely was. And it's like, okay, cool. We got that last year. Now this year, let's get the big boys back in there.
Nah, but, like,
Let the big dogs
Let
eat.
the big doggy.
I just thought it was so cool seeing lineups. I don't know anybody's name.
yeah, but, like, that's how I feel about pitching staffs.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, yeah, you're gonna see a slugfest with LA and New York, and that's always great for the game. And yes, you're right. Like, as far as like what baseball wants, that's definitely the matchup. And secondary to that, you'll take Phillies, Yankees.
Phillies too. Phillies got a lot of superstars. I wouldn't mind seeing the Phillies go all the way to the.
Right. But, like,
shout out to ASG. He put crazy info. The Tigers' 26-man roster for the Wild Card Series includes 0 players acquired via Major League free agency.
That's not that crazy to me.
Oh, that's because you're a fucking Pirates fan. You guys never signed anybody in the history of baseball.
On the other hand, the Yankees are all 100% from free agency.
Right.
Wait, no, we got some homegrowns.
Yeah.
We got a lot of homegrowns
No,
in
yeah,
there.
I know. Judges.
Judge, Torres. We have a lot of homegrowns, actually.
I feel like
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong because, like, in my mind, Bryce Harper didn't get acquired in free agency, but maybe he did.
He did.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's free
Yeah.
agency and then there's trade, which a lot of times, you
Big
know.
difference.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. A fully homegrown team like that is pretty impressive. I would imagine the Guardians are like pretty similar. But yeah, anyway, I'll get off this tangent. But like the Guardians pitch well. I enjoy seeing that. As much as I hate Cleveland as a city, they deserve one shining moment, I guess. So I wouldn't mind seeing them. I also wouldn't mind seeing Baltimore make a run. Like, I don't know, man. Like, to me, like Baltimore's a baseball city. It's funny because these are rival cities to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
When it comes to other sports.
But when it comes to baseball, it doesn't matter because like they're in the American League, the Pirates are in the National League. We never see them. We see them once a year now. It's
The
like,
really funny part
it's
about
not
it
a
is like you're
rivalry.
naming down bad cities for like history of baseball. Like they're just like they need it.
Baltimore
And
is
yet-
Baltimore's one of the most historic baseball teams in the league.
All right, but like Cleveland.
Yeah,
Like, down bad.
Cleveland's not good.
And like you didn't want to see Arizona, Texas last year.
Arizona,
I don't get it.
Arizona had already won the World Series with Luis Gonzalez in 2001 or
Was that
whatever.
Randy Johnson?
I think
Did
Randy
he kill
was,
a bird?
Okay, actual question. Why are some teams allowed to be their state and then whatever they are, and then some are cities?
It's not allowed.
Like
it's
Arizona
just,
Diamondbacks.
Whatever you
like-
want.
yeah, it's not allowed. It's just what happens. So like, there's no other team in Arizona, and that's just what the city settled on.
It probably
right?
just sounds better. Also,
But there aren't very many of those. It's Texas Rangers, Arizona Diamondbacks, and
Yeah, but there's more teams in Texas than just the Texas Rangers.
I mean,
Yeah.
Chicago,
New York.
I-
New York.
New York.
but it's the name of the city.
It's not the New York City Yankees.
Oh, yeah, Chicago. Yeah, wait. What am I talking
God,
about?
you guys. I wish you would have saw Landon's face because it just expressed everything I felt. Like you and your fucking dad jokes. Yeah, I assume Texas is the oldest of the franchises in Texas. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It just seems like kind of off to have it that way. Like you should probably like be attributed to a city.
Yeah,
That's it. You know?
yeah.
Just-
I'm trying to think. Who else is in Texas? Houston and who else?
Astros. Yeah.
But it's just Houston. And, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's
It
wild.
used to be the California Angels, and then they changed it to Anaheim.
Oh yeah, it's wild to me how one side of Texas there's so much going on.
Wait, they
and then
changed-
the other there's not even a fucking team of anything.
Well,
They
it's funny
changed
because
it
it's
to
same in football too, right? It's the Arizona Cardinals. It's not the
Right.
Phoenix Cardinals.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, but maybe it
Yeah.
should have just been the Phoenix Cardinals. But it was Anaheim Angels, and now it's Los Angeles.
It was
No,
California
opposite.
Angels, and then it was
California Angels became the Anaheim Angels,
Which became
which
Los
then
Angeles.
became the Los Angeles
Oh
Angels.
wow, interesting. See,
Which
like,
the differentiation between Anaheim and Los Angeles to me is strange because like Anaheim's like the city limits of LA basically.
right? Just seems like a bunch of nonsense.
Should have just
to
been the
me.
Disney Angels.
It really is with the Arizona
That'd be
teams.
good.
Like there's no, but like it's not the Arizona Suns, it's the Phoenix Suns.
right? Yeah.
So why aren't they all just Phoenix?
Bro, you're asking
don't know,
questions we
man.
don't have answers
Yeah.
to.
I mean, it might just be
Why
above
is
my
it the
pay
Why
grade.
does it bother you so much?
Oh yeah, it used to be the Florida Marlins too.
Yeah,
Yeah, but now
well,
it's Miami. They
right.
changed it.
They did
Well,
change
maybe
it.
they'll change Arizona.
Doubt it.
That's because there's never going to be a team in Tucson.
the Tucson
Like,
Rebels.
we just know it's in Phoenix, man.
You know, it's kind of weird. But maybe it has something to do with like the business of the actual, like the business is like representing the state and not the city or something. Like,
Oh, like
a
tax-wise.
legal thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see something like
Well, like-
that, or even location.
Like
right?
the Washington Commanders, right? They're not the DC Commanders.
I
Like
mean, they
Wash-
are.
But
the Washington.
They just
DC.
dropped the
Yeah.
DC part.
right.
not a good example.
No, I missed
It was
that
like
one.
it was like literally like 3 months ago that Michelle found out that like the Washington Commanders
We're not
were not like
in
in
Washington
the
State.
state of
Yeah.
Washington.
how about the New England Patriots? That's a whole territory.
That is like an entire area.
That's true too, right?
Like,
yeah.
what is that?
Well,
Yeah,
for what
it's-
it's worth, I feel like back, like, call it when football just started, like, it originated of, like, it represented an area, you know, so it kind of makes more sense to me versus just, like, individual states. Like, they're taking responsibility for all the teams around that area,
Yeah.
but there's also other teams like,
Like
the
the New
Giants.
England Patriots and like the Midwest Pirates.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have a good one is two state teams, Carolina Panthers.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they're embodying both, right?
Are they though?
yeah.
Which
Are they?
which Carolina do they play
You don't
in?
even know where they
North
are.
Yes, they do.
They
It's
play in
not
Charlotte.
here.
They
I'm
play in
talking-
Charlotte,
You
North
knew, but
Carolina.
I didn't.
I'm talking about Landon.
I thought they were 100% only representative of North Carolina.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
But, like, why? It's
Because they're in Charlotte. They're
Well,
not like
so-
bordering the two states.
So when I living there,
like if they were in Myrtle Beach, then like yeah, I would think it represented
Myrtle
both.
Beach-
so here's the thing. Living there, I realized that a lot of things is called the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Of
So
course,
like
of
they kind of lump them into one.
Right. Yeah.
So, like,
or
when-
the Carolinas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of when I see it, I'm like now at this time in life, I'm like I think of both Carolinas. But I did know that they play in Charlotte.
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine location matters because like for Texas, they're in Arlington, which not one of the. It's a major metropolis, but it's not like Dallas or
Right.
Phoenix or sorry
Yeah.
or Houston or whatever. So maybe that matters.
What about
I
the
don't know.
Golden State Warriors? Now they're just doing a nickname of the state.
That's great. That's great.
I'm embarrassed. I'm truly embarrassed at how old I was when I realized they played in San Fran.
Really?
Had no idea.
Where
I
did you
just
think
thought
they
they
don't
were?
play in. They play in.
Oakland.
well, it's the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, I guess.
They play in San Fran.
Is
Well,
it actually in San Francisco?
I'm pretty sure.
See, I don't even know.
I think now
I think
they're
they play in San Fran, but they represent the entire Bay Area,
Right.
including Oakland.
Yeah.
They play at the Oracle Arena, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
And Oracle Arena is in Oakland.
Oh,
it is
in
in
Oakland.
So-
yeah, Oakland. Yeah.
So maybe it's the inverse. Maybe
I
they used to
actually-
play in San Fran.
I actually don't think they ever played in San Fran. I actually don't think any of these teams ever played in San Fran.
Wait,
I think they
the
all
Niners
played-
don't play in San Fran?
No.
Well, they don't play
The
in
Niners
Oakland.
play in San Jose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went
Well,
there last year.
No, it's not San Jose.
It's something along those lines.
whatever it is. It's outside the city limits.
It'd be really nice if you just knew the answer to this one when you said
Listen,
it.
man. The
Listen,
fucking
motherfucker,
the
they don't
New
play
York
in
Jets.
San Fran. Shut the fuck up.
The New
Jesus Christ.
The New York Jets and the New York Giants play in a different state.
Yeah.
They play in
fucking
New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm just saying they don't play in San Fran. I don't
Nobody
think any
claims
team,
Jersey.
I don't
I'm
think
just saying, it
any
all doesn't
team
make
up
sense
there.
to me. I feel like it should be standardized.
And Landon,
Come with
this This is why you need to become a Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's easy for you guys.
We standardize our colors.
Right.
We standardize location.
Yes.
You can walk from PNC Park right over to Heinz Field. That's
Exactly.
right. I said Heinz Field. It will forever be
Always.
Heinz Field.
You have no
Bring
idea
me
what
to
this does
57.
for my neurodivergence.
You
I
can
love it.
also walk
course.
the full Pittsburgh within 5
But
minutes.
that's fine. You can be everywhere you need to be, and it's right
You
there
can be
with the same
everywhere
colors.
and nowhere all at the same
So
time.
Yeah.
the 49ers
You can go from the North Shore to the West End.
That's right.
all on the scooter. The 49ers play in Santa Clara.
Okay, Santa Clara and
It's
San Jose,
Santa Clara,
not exactly the
that's
same thing, but
They're-
we'll let
it's
it
just
slide.
west of San Jose.
Yeah, we'll let it. It's also just east of San Francisco. Like,
South.
what are we doing? Whatever.
Hey,
It's
man,
south
cardinal
and it's-
directions are hard as
and
it
there's
is.
multiple places in between them.
Okay.
But like, you see how like in my brain this all does not compute.
You're like OCD brain can't
it's just
handle it.
neurodivergent brain.
Yeah.
Just like why? Like Indiana Pacers. Like pick a city. Just pick one.
Well, they do. It's Indianapolis.
No, but we don't know that.
There-
It would be the
there is-
Indianapolis Pacers.
There is no other metropolis in Indiana.
It seems
It's
like
only
Right.
Indianapolis.
Just pick the city.
Like, they're not the Gary, Indiana fucking Pacers.
It could be.
Wait, I heard there were a bunch of shooters though.
Touche. But yeah, I mean, like, I assume Brian's probably right. It comes down to like local government because you have to
Like,
remember.
look, Miami Dolphins, Miami Heat,
I think
Miami
that was down to
Marlins.
money.
But they're now the Miami Marlins. They used to be Florida, and I think that a lot of it is how they fund the actual arenas themselves.
That could be true, too.
The city of Miami funds it, so they're the Miami
Yes.
blank.
Correct.
The city of Indiana funds the Pacers.
Not
so
the
it's-
city.
The
state.
state.
Sorry. So the state,
Yeah.
the great state of Indiana.
Right, like Golden State Warriors might be a really good example. I don't know this. I'm
You might be
speculating.
cooking with this one, Turtle.
But it could just be that they're drawing funds from like all these different
Yeah.
areas. You
Right.
know,
Agreed.
Oakland,
So
San
you just
Fran.
call
I'm
it the
sure
Bay
they don't
Area.
just do it on a whim. I'm
Right.
sure there's like a reason for it.
Right, yeah.
The
Getting away with Golden State though is really
Well,
Yeah.
like, it's strong. They created a business. They got a whole bunch of investors from different places, and they're like, "Damn, we can't call it the San Fran, the Oakland, the Santa Clara. So let's call it the Golden State because that's what we are."
Or the
so then-
Keystone Steelers.
So then San Francisco for 49ers would be the like city that funds them or funded that stuff, but they play somewhere else.
I would
But they
assume
keep
so.
the name, so it's attributed to the city.
Which would make a lot of sense.
We're
Yeah.
getting there.
Yeah, I would assume so. And yeah, Efro kind of confirmed. He said Florida Marlins changed their name to Miami Marlins whenever Miami agreed to pay for the new stadium.
There you go.
Which, if anybody knows the backstory to that, it was like
The stadium.
It's one of the greatest misses
Oh my God, yeah.
in the history of crowdfunding anything.
What happened?
I mean, look, I've torched money on stuff, but they
They built like this $2 billion stadium
yeah.
that originally
Yeah.
was like an homage to Cuba. So like the entire left field was like these really bright fluorescent colors. They had like a splash
pool.
zone, a pool, like
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
They had this like wild, like rainbow colored wall or flag or something to that sort. And it was the most expensive stadium at the time ever constructed, only to have like 18 people show up to opening day.
And that was like right when Jeter became a part owner of it or something along those lines.
It was
Around
around
that time.
And we all
around
went
the
there
same
in
time.
March, and it was very, very unimpressive. I mean, now we're used to PNC Park, which is
Wait,
the best.
was
Right,
there
but PNC was like a fraction of the cost.
Right.
was the
yeah.
splash zone even still there?
No, they took a lot of the left field stuff. They deconstructed.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't hitting home. But the great
one.
irony of all this was that the Marlins won the World Series twice. They won in 2003, I believe, right after their expansion season, maybe a year or two after.
They bought both the teams, basically.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the second time was right around the construction of this new stadium. I can't remember if it was like 2010 or 11 right before it was built, or if it was like 2014 right after.
In
But
that time frame, yeah.
but essentially, those two World Series runs that they had barely
97
churned
and
out.
2003.
Okay, so sorry, yeah. So 97 was their expansion season. 2003 was the follow up, and yeah, Brian's right. Like they basically purchased both of these teams. But the attendance for each was like sporadic, and then they were just sellers the year after. Like neither season did they make the playoffs the year following. So they just completely deconstructed, and then hoped that this resurgence of new ownership and this stadium was gonna. It doesn't work that way,
Right.
Like
Just-
you have to have the core.
It's either built into the city or it's not. Right?
I completely forgot.
Vegas is like the one exception that I've seen with
Vegas
like,
was just yearning for sports
Well,
for so long.
and we know
I think it was built up until like we finally got sport. Like, you're giving us a sports team? We will support.
Well, you know why it is. It's not because of our support. It's because everybody plans their trip
That's
to
true.
Vegas
That is very true
around
too.
their teams
Very
coming
true.
to Vegas.
The poor Raiders have to play an away game every.
We
week.
don't play home games for the most
Yeah.
part. Like,
they also
when
got a
Canadian-
very storied franchise.
Yeah.
They didn't just get an expansion team that like built from the
Well,
start.
I mean,
like
if
the
you
Raiders have been.
If you look at the Golden Knights, if Edmonton comes into
That's true.
Vegas, it's a fucking shit show. Like, there is nothing but Edmonton. They have chants going on. Trust me, I've been to a lot of
but
these
the
games.
Knights-
the Knights are different.
The Knights have a very good fan base.
Huge,
Very
yeah.
huge fan base. But when other teams come in, their whole fan base comes with them.
Right. No, that is
Some-
true.
some
Pittsburgh
sure,
does the same
but-
thing.
By the
Like,
way-
people do plan their trips, around like when their team is going to be in town for sure.
I
That's
started
100%.
thinking about that Miami Marlins team in 2003. I'm like, who the fuck was on that team? 'Cause
El
I knew they beat the Yankees.
Yeah.
Josh fucking Beckett was cooking.
Oh yeah.
He was
Beckett.
cooking.
Oh yeah. Oh, and the lefty, Dontrell Willis.
Yeah. Yep.
He was a stud on that team.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember anybody for a minute.
Yeah. It's weird because like I think if Pittsburgh ever expanded to a basketball franchise, I don't think it would do well. And Pittsburgh is a sports town,
Right.
Like they just bleed for their athletics.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Pirates are a good example of like the minimum basis for support. Like you have to have an entire multiple generations of remembering when the team was good in order to still churn out support when they're bad.
Yeah.
And a basketball expansion team just has zero history
Right.
and the unlikelihood of competing out of the
Right.
gate.
What's
I
the
agree.
history of basketball in Pittsburgh,
None.
as in like college wise?
Pitt was very good in the late 90s, early
They've had their
2000s.
run. Well, they were good probably back in the day too. I think, right? Maybe?
I don't know. I don't
They
remember
had-
them
I
being
think
good before
they
Jamie
had
Dixon.
some runs. They had, like maybe before our time.
Why did I think Jamie Dixon played for Maryland?
He
Maybe he did.
did
I'm
have
talking about the
something to.
coach. He
I'm
coached.
talking about the coach,
Yeah.
but I think he may have had something to do with
Okay,
Maryland. But
okay.
he coached there from like the early 2000s to like maybe 2016ish. Now he's TCU, I think.
Oh, he coached at Pitt for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
he played at. Okay, so he played at Maryland. I'm pretty
I have
sure.
no idea.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I mean,
Man,
I just assume.
I just really hope Nikki's watching. She loves
Me too.
all
You
this
want to know
sports
why?
talk.
Because our fucking viewership has just been climbing.
Look
the whole
at that. Yeah, look at that.
I mean, look, we just broke down why different teams are naming what they are.
Yeah.
It's huge. you
Very
know?
valuable
These-
information.
These conversations are what we do in the 2 hours before the show
Exactly.
actually started today. And you know how much wiser we are because of it?
Comedic, informative.
Probably none.
Didn't.
Mildly wiser.
Mildly wiser.
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You learn something new every day.
Next
Yeah.
thing we're going to talk about is Valentine's Day gifts gone wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Very important. Very, very demure. Very.
You were very mindful.
very mindful.
Just to get spit on. And not in a good way.
That was
Not
one
a
of
good
the
one.
funniest shorts
No
I've
hot
ever
to it?
made.
Wait, which one?
The short that I made about Valentine's Day, about how
Oh,
you cooked for someone and they didn't really appreciate it.
yeah.
I had so much fun making that.
I'm sure. I'm sure you did.
Got to remember that. Very topical, very
It
niche.
was a good short. There was another good short that you put out recently, and I
Was it
can't
the-
remember.
Was it the fart one with McAfee?
Oh yes, that one was so good. Man, it's so crazy. Like,
Make sure to go to our IG and check out all these shorts.
they're also on our YouTube.
And on our YouTube.
It's funny to me, like the ones that catch on and the ones that don't.
YouTube.com.
I knew the
That's
Ryan
so
Garcia one was going to be huge.
That's our biggest one.
yeah, I knew that was going to happen.
And to be fair, like it's not that big. It's like 20,000 views, but
But it was a banger.
but like even with the GTO Wizard ones, there'll be like
Those are so hit and miss.
yeah, there'll be like some in the mucks.
There's one where Henry Rollins is for some reason on the cover of it, and that one did really well.
I had no idea that was
Yeah.
a thing.
I don't
Who's
even know who that
Henry
is.
Rawlings?
He's a guy back in the day, singer.
Yeah. What was
Sorry
his-
to this man. I don't
He
know
was
who this
very
man is.
angry, very, very angry. There's
Relatable.
there's one that you made that I thought was like one of the best ones, and it has 500 views.
Yeah.
And it was the one of me making fun of somebody eating a hot dog sideways. And literally the cover is like me like this.
Wow, you would have thought that would have been a
You would
banger.
have thought that would be a banger.
I think I made that one.
It got nothing. The Seaver ones did pretty well. That's no surprise.
Shout out to Scotty Boom Bots. Thank you.
But yeah, like what
your dating one was really good too.
Oh, the one where the girl shut me down?
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I give you guys nothing but fire content.
You had a great
man.
recent date story, man.
Did I?
Depends who you ask.
Oh no.
I got scammed hard.
We were gonna do this, but now I guess we got to do this.
No, it's fine.
All right, we'll do it.
I got shaken down in Uzbekistan. So I was in the Middle East for the last 2 weeks, and as soon as I got off the plane, my dating apps were just full of likes.
They love
and
you.
like,
That should have been red flag right there.
of course it was. The first thing I did was text one of my friends
We'd
who's
never
local
like you.
there
No, but I mean,
and say, what's the deal with this? Like, obviously, there's something scammy about this because that's just not how dating apps work.
Right.
Like, you're lucky to get one like in a new city,
Not alone 100.
not hundreds. And he's like, oh, I have no idea. Like, I don't know what it's about. I was like, okay, so they're all hookers. Like,
let's call
we can start with the premise that they're all hookers. So, you start swiping here and there and starting up chats, and every one of them started to progress the same way. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you? Are you local? No, I'm just
Are you
visiting.
a hooker?
And then it was like, it would just always turn into, what's your WhatsApp? And they would say, what's your WA? And it's like, the second that happened, I was like, oh, that's like code for I'm a hooker. So it would just end there. But then like every now and again,
Why do they want your WhatsApp?
to take it off the
like
app.
to progress.
So
to
what
progress
would
the,
the non-hooker ask for?
The non-hooker wouldn't ask for anything.
Oh, they
Like,
just keep it on the app.
yeah.
No,
Well,
well,
you
at
would
some
just like
point-
chat back and forth, and then eventually you'd just be like, you want to get a coffee or something like that. And they'd be like, sure, here's my number. That
But
type of
then,
thing.
so why do the? I'm just trying to understand this world because I'm not in it. But like, why? So why do the hookers want to move to WhatsApp?
because
Why do they
when
want
you
to
get-
change platforms?
Because when you get pinged on WhatsApp,
I mean,
I'm trying to
sex
tell you
workers.
here. Because when you get pinged on your WhatsApp, it goes to your phone. Otherwise, you have to reopen the dating app to answer again. Most people spend less time looking at the app.
It's just a more efficient one.
Yes.
Also, it's just like,
Expedited.
yeah, it's also just like creating layers, right? Like the people that they're chatting with in WhatsApp are at a certain entry point. The people they're chatting with in app are at like the entry point.
You've
The people-
graduated.
I understand now.
So they gotta be mindful of their schedule,
Their
they gotta
time, you
work
know?
people in here, and also it's probably Andrew Tate controlling the majority of all this, where he's just trying to set up the ultimate letdown.
Yep.
The ultimate let.
So
It's not Diddy anymore. He's in jail.
right. So like, yeah, you just kind of understood the lay of the land. So I just started getting to a point where I would just ask if they were ladies of the night. It would just be like, hey, how are you? Good. How are you? I'm great. Oh, okay. Are you working?
Straight to the point, you gotta know.
That's what I said.
You would
yeah.
ask this of them.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, but that doesn't that make you sound like you're a John? Like,
No, I'm asking in a way of like, I don't want you to be a working girl. No judgment. It's just that's not what I'm looking for here in
Right.
Uzbekistan.
He's looking for love in Uzbekistan.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
Lover boy.
I'm trying to go hike the Alps, and they're trying to
And
go.
propose.
Right? Yeah, they're trying to get down
all
in the
right.
barn.
So once you vetted,
So the problem with vetting in this way, the problem with vetting in this way is that you kind of allow other scams to ease through the cracks because you've basically put yourself in a position of letting your guard down by getting the response that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you a working girl? No, of course not. I would never. Blah 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 blah. I'm interested in dating. It's like, oh, okay. So now I'm unguarded, and it's just like I'm willing to hang out, kind of thing, right? Now the issue with this is, and I should have been sharper. The internet is a valuable tool, and I already have insight based off of the hundreds of likes the second I stepped off the plane.
Right.
That this is a market ripe for the fucking scamming.
Of course.
Right? And it's like,
Stupid
white guy in the
Americans.
Middle East.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm
Stupid Americans that probably
chopping
have
block.
too much money and they don't know what to do with. Let's just separate them.
Love
from
a
them.
rich white man coming to the Middle East for whatever reason.
of course.
Ready to strike.
So I start chatting with this girl who's, very attractive. We're having a back and forth, and she's basically saying, I basically was like, she's like, let's meet up for a coffee. And I was like, okay, but like, just to set expectations, like I want to be clear that, you're not looking, you're not a working girl kind of thing. She's like, no, not at all. I just want to, I just want to get to know you and like,
I just really want to meet you.
Just hang out. It's like, yeah, okay, this is reasonable.
This could be real.
Why are you saying it like that? This is how dating apps work.
Yeah. I'm just saying you're in the Middle East. You're just ready to party.
I mean, this girl was from England. She was there traveling as well.
You know what they say? Love knows no distance.
I don't know where you're going with that, but my point is it's not like there was this big red flag of
right.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
This is a local person that's looking to scam. It's like this is a graphic designer from London.
Right.
Like I'm not super sweating it.
Hashtag time to scam.
So it was like 8 p.m. and she's like, I'm staying in the business area. I was like, oh, perfect. So am I. She's like, okay, cool. Why don't we just meet at my hotel for a coffee? Here's the address to the restaurant. I was like, okay, cool. So I put it into my Uber, whatever. It's like a 8-minute drive, something short. Get there. She's in the lobby. She's like, do you want to grab a bite in this restaurant over here or whatever? I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. So we get a table, we sit down, and she's like, do you want a drink? And I was like, I don't drink. And she's like, oh, okay, well, do you mind if I do? And it's like, no, help yourself, whatever you want. So we order some apps. She orders a couple of drinks, like, foo-foo cocktail type things that are blue and smoking and, that whole
I was
shtick.
about to ask you if by any chance she was drinking scotch, but go ahead.
No, why scotch?
You'll see. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't like that at all.
Don't worry about it.
So we're talking, like we're going back and forth. Meal completes. They come by. They ask her if she wants another drink. She goes, yeah, I'll have another. And then the way that they deal with payment here is everything is just tap and pay. Literally everything. You never get a bill. You never get a receipt. Everything is literally just like somebody comes to you with a machine and it's just tap and pay.
No digits on the screen of this machine?
Nothing. And like in my hotel, this was very commonplace. Like when I would have food delivered or whatever, like nothing gets charged to your room. It's all just tap and pay as they come. But you would like watch them punch in the number
right
in real time. So the guy comes and he's like he brings her last drink. He goes, how are you guys going to be paying? I was like, oh, I got it, don't worry. He goes, okay, well, we've reached 5,000 dirhams, so I have to take a card. And I'm just like, sorry, what? I forgot, in the midst of all this, she excused herself to go to the bathroom. So it's just me at the table now. So he has this tap and pay device, and he's like, we've reached 5,000 dirham.
Which is how much?
Roughly $1,300 American.
Seems like, oh.
I'm just like, well, there's no fucking way.
Yeah, we had a couple of drinks and some apps.
It's just like literally impossible.
Right.
What have you been feeding us, sir? Where's the cabinet?
Louis the 14th, sorry.
Even still, don't know that would matter. So I was like, I think you're mistaken. You must mean 500. And he goes, no, I'm not. And I go, okay.
And even that's a lot.
I'm going to need to see a manager. He's like, I am the manager. I was like, okay, well, of course you are. Would you mind giving me an itemized bill here?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, sure. Like whatever. Let me go back and like ring everything up or whatever.
Crunch the numbers again.
Yeah. So he comes back and it's just like, a bunch of fucking foreign words with numbers after them. And it's like, okay, well, like what on earth was being ordered here that cost 500 dirham per, which is like, $200.
Right.
And he's like, oh, the drinks and this and, and I'm like, no fucking way. Like, I'm not paying this. This obviously is not right. Like, let me wait for her to come back. And so he leaves for a few minutes. She obviously doesn't come back. And then he comes, he's like, you're paying. And I'm in a foreign country. So
yeah.
I don't know how far I can like
you're paying,
really stretch this.
Yeah, you're like
kind of thing.
And they know that.
Of course. So it's like if this had happened in America, like I know what the outcome is. for all of this. Like, I just call the police.
Right.
I literally just call the police and be like, hey, the guy at Cracker Barrel is trying to get me here for $1,300. He's committing fraud. I need you to come here.
Right.
But like there, I'm just like, I don't know who to call. And even if I do call someone, I'm probably going to have to bribe them at least $1,300
right. in
order to get them to take care of this. So like out of fear, I just kind of pay.
Yeah.
I love the fear.
Please put up the
This is classic fear pay.
100%. 100%. It's just like, I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have the money either. Like, what did they do in that instance? These guys were like really forceful.
Right.
And, you know, there was like a bodyguard there. Like, I don't even know how to explain this place. It was like a bar restaurant, like similar to what you'd see.
It wasn't a hotel.
It wasn't a hotel.
Oh, okay.
So,
it was a bar restaurant inside the hotel.
Inside the hotel.
Is the actual establishment a part of the hotel, or is this like a separate entity?
No, it's a part of the hotel.
Okay, and the hotel that this was at, did it seem like really nice? Was it like a luxury hotel?
Every hotel there is 5-star.
Okay.
Like literally 5-star.
And the reason I asked is if she was drinking scotch, there are scotches that you pay a crazy amount of money for.
Right. Sure.
Same thing with the appetizers. If for some reason she's like eating foie gras or she's like eating something like
bro, we had like fucking
chicken wings.
We had like it was like finger foods. You know, it was like kebabs.
It wasn't
and French fries.
It wasn't A5 Wagyu.
No. Even if it were, like
it still wouldn't be that much.
Right. Well, like I know that there are whiskeys that are very expensive, but you have to understand she had like 4 drinks that came out to $1,200. Like you're talking like $300
and what I'm trying to tell
per.
You is there's single malt scotches that you can drink that are like $400 or $500 for
there
shot.
Are. That is
sure,
true.
Sure.
So
but like that like if it's just like fancy
if there's like smoke and stuff coming off this drink and it's like blue
that's
and
like
green
blue.
and stuff, like that's definitely not a $500 drink.
Exactly. That sounds like a $20 drink.
Right. So needless to say, when it's all said and done, I just pay out of fear and realize that like this is all just a scam. And I'm like texting my friend. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I got scammed. I text the group chat and like Melissa just instantly replies with this long Reddit thread of how this is just like an ongoing thing in the area. It's like, well, fuck me.
Yeah.
So
that definitely didn't happen.
No, that definitely did not. That was off the table.
So long story short, she probably made a little bit of money because she
100% she got a kickback. 100% she got a kickback.
And she goes, I got to go to the bathroom. Just never came
disappeared,
back. Never saw her again.
But kept in contact with me. And I'm like I'm texting the group chat. So a few things. First, I text the group chat and Melissa doing detective work clearly knew that it was a scam and you know, figured it out very quickly. Then we got on the path of like, well, how can I report this to my bank so that these guys get fucked?
Right.
And like, that's probably where we're looking at next, like just reporting fraud. Yeah. So I'll probably be doing that in the near future. Hopefully, you know, fingers crossed it works out. But then finally, I'm like, this girl's still staying in contact with me. Like, how can I fuck her over? Like, how can we scam her back?
Right.
You know, maybe not monetarily, but like, we got to scam her somehow.
How is she still in contact with you if she left you high and dry? Like, what was the excuse for
Bro
just
got the riz,
bouncing?
man. She got too drunk was the excuse. But,
what do you mean left high and dry? They were on good terms.
Yeah.
He walked her out to the Uber and all that type of stuff. Like she got missing just for the part of the payment. So like it seems like she sat in the bathroom for about 10 minutes until that shit got paid and then came back out.
No. She bounced, dude. Like she went to the bathroom and then he never saw her again.
She bounced and then no, I did see her. I saw her when I was leaving to get my Uber.
Oh.
She was getting her Uber. And obviously like she smoothed things over, but at that point like I just knew it was a scam, but I didn't like divulge my side of like knowing that I'm got because it's like I gained nothing there.
Yeah, so she's probably like, I can get him again.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, there's people that were like, you know, desperate enough to be like, oh, she had nothing to do with it, and maybe she still wants to talk to me, and I can get him again. Yeah.
Regardless, the whole thing that I'm thinking is like, well, how do we rescam? Like we got to be able to rescam somehow.
Yeah.
And Conrad's just like coming with the most unhinged off the wall shit.
Let's not say this.
This is not for.
Matt, do you remember the name of this hotel?
No, but I know the name of the restaurant.
Okay, because I would like to know the name of the restaurant because we can easily just look at their menu and see.
I did look at the menu.
Not Newsbeck.
The restaurant was Bar, B-A-R-R. Sorry, B-A-R-B-A-A-R.
Bar.
I mean, because you can just easily look at the menu and be like, all right, like either I was scammed or I wasn't scammed. Because if stuff is like super expensive, then
I couldn't find a thing on the menu that
could have tallied.
that could have tallied it. Yeah, there
was
was
like 3 drinks and some appetizers.
Nah, he got scammed. I'm like you said, like it took Melissa 5 seconds to pull up a
100%.
Reddit thread that like shows that this is like an ongoing
100%
thing.
got scammed. 100%
Yeah.
she tried to smooth things over because she could probably do it again.
Right, exactly.
I'd like to think she just liked me.
That's what I would think.
That's why they can do it again.
No, that's why I was able to rescam, but I didn't come up with a good idea of how.
Damn it.
And
They know
honestly, it was
better.
really time consuming at that point because I just had games to go play.
Yeah.
So it was, man, hookers would have been way cheaper. Way cheaper.
That's what you get
Plus
for
you would
looking
have got
for
something
love.
for your time.
I would
Yeah.
have felt worse. I would have felt way worse about it.
That's what you get for looking for love.
Oh yeah, you got. If I'm looking at the right menu, you got super scammed.
Yeah,
There isn't
everything
a
was
fucking
like,
thing on this menu
yeah, it
over
was
30
like going to
bucks.
Hooters.
Yeah.
It was like going to Hooters and getting a 2K bill. Like,
Yeah.
what are we
So
doing?
like, is
Huge
the
patron.
restaurant in on
Oh,
it? Is it-
100%.
So like the hotel itself is in on
The
this
whole
scam?
city's on this motherfucker.
Or is it
Anybody
like the
got
people
caught-
that just work there?
No,
Yeah.
I assume that the restaurant just pays rent or lease to the hotel itself.
Yeah.
They're probably separate
They
entities.
probably
Maybe.
got cops on the payroll and all. Literally, call the cops. Somebody shows up. It's like their
Like
cousin.
I wonder if it's the restaurant or if it's like the workers that are working the scam, you know, and they can
They
have,
100% are.
right. So they have like a different device that they bring out to you that's not attached to.
That's a good
right?
question.
So it's not
I looked at my BOA.
Yeah.
I looked at my BOA and
Right.
it comes up bar.
Oh, it does. Well, I mean, they could probably
Yeah.
make that somehow, but
So I talked to my friend who lives there, and he said that like the place is like incredibly safe, and you don't really have to worry much about crime. But there's a layer of like low-level scamming,
Right.
that's just insanely popular.
Yeah.
Like he said, one of the most common ones is the fake card readers placed on
Exactly.
like ATMs and
Right.
shit like that.
Right, exactly.
Where they're just like stealing your information. He said it's like super common, but like once you become a local there, you become privy to all the ways to get scammed, and
Right.
you just kind of avoid them.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to that stuff, you kind of got away cheap in the sense that you don't drink. You know, if other people go and do
Yeah.
these things and they drink a lot and they go to the club after,
How
you know,
much
you
more
could
could they have got me for?
not you specifically, but like the
Who
people
knows?
in that spot, like probably lose like
Oh,
5
like
figures.
just being drunk.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Now
Like,
that you're drunk,
I
right?
like you. Like, let's go to the club. Let's go buy a bunch
Yeah.
of stuff.
That happens
use
here.
the card.
That
You're not
happens
even
here.
you're not even realizing how much you're spending. Yeah.
So that happens here a lot.
I thought we weren't.
This is
disclosing-
probably-
I
Go to
thought
that-
we weren't disclosing locations, man.
This is probably
Well,
like
once he said bar, I'm sure probably people.
Well,
could
that's what I was
figure
getting at. I was like, you probably shouldn't say the restaurant.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
this is probably the breeding grounds for that.
The originators.
Yeah,
Vegas?
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of stories where Vegas, specifically with foreign guys,
All that crispy corn getting to 2K.
yeah, fucking joke. $39.
Oh, look, 500 or something for 500 on there.
No, this isn't the menu I
Bro,
see.
that's 500 fucking AED.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Not
so.
$500, 500 AED.
But
Which
it's
is how
also-
much?
but it's-
$145.
It's also a ton of food. So
Less.
Matt would have said, oh, we got a ton of food. There's a lot of
Right.
stuff here. It's like, we got 4 things
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a blue drink.
The most
and it's
expensive. They would have to
$1,000.
get 10 mixed grill,
Yeah, exactly.
Love a mixed grill.
Exactly.
10 seafood platters. I'm really hungry.
So the stories I've heard about Vegas, and I've heard multiple times, like foreign guys will come here and they'll get blacked out drunk and end up at the Rhino, and then they just get fleeced for all of it.
Yeah, of course.
This
Hey, man,
must
they're
have been,
supporting small
My
businesses.
old work environment. Let's be
Wow, Guapo, can you tell us about the schemes?
Listen,
Or are you
we
sworn
would
to
have,
secrecy?
Like, the girls definitely got half of the cut when they would come and have a drink. So we always had a bottle of a liquor, and she'd say, "Hey, I'd like a shot of whatever." It was always like $25 to $30. They would get half, and then the bar would get half.
everything.
And it wasn't alcohol; it was water.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing.
Everything about the strip club is an upcharge. You walk in and they're like, "Baby, you want a lap dance?" You're like, "Sure." They're like, "Okay, come back to the VIP lounge." And then you get back there and they're like, "You got to give the
back.
bouncer $100 for admission back here." And then like they give you one lap dance. They're like, "Come to the champagne room now." And it's like,
It's a 3 dance minimum.
right, 3 dance minimum, and your card's just on file. And the next thing you know, you're Australian and you're drunk and you're out of 20K.
Sounds down bad.
But instead, you're white and you're out 2K.
Well, yes, in Dubai, but
And sober.
like here, I lose the cover charge to Ryan. Like, I don't think I've spent a fucking penny in a strip club
You got
ever.
someone to get off of work.
That was an incredible story. This was my crowning achievement as a 20-something male. I went to New Orleans for my catcher's bachelor party. This must have been in 2009 or so, and we went on like a strip club crawl or whatever.
A bender.
Yeah, whatever. And we ended up at like Little Darlings or something like that at the end of the night. And it must have been like, I don't know, 10 p.m. It wasn't even that late. It wasn't even the last of our ventures. You know, we were supposed to go to many more after. So we end up at this strip club. There's a girl, like we obviously come in as a bachelor party. We get a table in the back, whatever. And there's a girl who just got off the stage who like is sharp and realizes this is the bachelor party. And she comes over and she starts like, you know, working the room or whatever. And a couple other girls come as well. And the other girls are like, you know, basically just going guy to guy, like trying to find gauge level of interest, like how much can they spend, you know, lap dance, like what are we looking at type of thing. This girl made the mistake of coming over and chatting me up to begin with. And within like 15 minutes, I like know her whole backstory where she like moved from Alabama to help.
What sign was she?
Don't ask these things.
They usually tell you their sign.
I don't bring that shit up. But like at the time she was like 22. She had grown up in like Mobile, Alabama, had come to New Orleans in order to pursue college, and was basically dancing as, you know, the typical story,
Right.
type of thing.
Got to fund my life somehow.
gotta
All
pay
right, of
for
course.
college, yeah.
So we're chatting it up, and she's like, "What do you want to dance?" And I was like, "No, not really. I'm just here to support my guys who are on a bachelor party.
I'm just here to
like,
talk."
Like, you should definitely give them a dance if you want, or whatever the case may be." She goes, "All right, well, I got to go on the main stage one more time, but I'll come back after." I was like, "Okay." So she goes up to the main stage. Our whole crew goes over, like throws dollars at her, like while she's up there or whatever, and then she comes back and she just starts talking to me again. And she's like, "You know what? I'm going to take the rest of the shift off and hang out with you guys tonight." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." So now we're parading around Bourbon Street with a stripper who's like, you know, gathering friends along the way.
Let's go.
The next thing I know, there's like 13 of us back in my hotel room. It's just like me, 6 of my guys that I played baseball with, and a handful of strippers. And all that's running through my mind is like, okay, but like, when did they all leave?
That's what's going through your mind. When do they
At
leave?
what point do
Yeah.
they leave?
Jesus.
I would be going through your
you
mind.
and I are very different.
We're very
sir.
different,
Yeah.
Guapo. We're very different.
Guapo's
Like,
ready for a
How
madhouse.
do I
We've
get
had
them
enough
to stay?
conversations. I need them to go now.
Guapo's trying to be Australian out of
What are you
20K.
talking about here?
I've had my fun. I've gotten my story. I don't need to bang the stripper in order for this to be a win. And
You did more than that. You coerced her to join you.
Right,
You know, it was more like an emotional need because you're a lover boy.
She effectively paid me to hang out. That's the way I view this.
Yeah.
Gave up hundreds
You're the
of
stripper
dollars.
now.
Exactly. I'm the hooker.
Yeah,
Paid hundreds of dollars to hang out with me and my friends.
an opportunity cost
That's right.
just to hang out and have a good time with you and the boys.
This was all like pre-Uber too. So like so here's the other thing. This always fucking happens. I lost my debit card, obviously. So my entire trip right now.
She took it.
Oh, you know what?
So you were already losing your debit card before you were rich.
Oh yeah. No, but I was rich.
Meanwhile, she just pickpocketed your ass. That was no scam.
I was just about to say I was no, I didn't even have it with me for the trip at all. Like it never made it to New Orleans.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I was rich at the time, and the reason I know this is because when I landed in New Orleans, like the second I touched down, my phone started blowing up, and it's because it was Black Friday.
Oh no!
Right.
So it was like April 2011, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Is that when it happened? Yeah. So I'm there celebrating the death of online poker. Just
No
throwing
other way
a
to go about
party.
it.
And the whole thing is like being sponsored by my drunken friend
Yep.
from college, where I'm like, "Hey man, can you like, you know, spot me 600 or 700 here?" But I was leaving the next morning, so I have this room full of people. I have my drunk boys like passed the fuck out on the floor. The stripper is just like chatting me up at 3 a.m. I need to figure out how I'm getting to the airport at like 9 a.m. with no debit card, no ability, like there's no Uber then.
Right.
So I have to find a cab somehow. Ultimately, what ended up happening is we stayed up all night. At 6 a.m., I got a cab that dropped her off at her house on the way
'Cause
to
you're a
taking
you're
me
a
to the
gentleman.
Exactly. I take care of
You take care of your
I
girls.
take care of the strippers that hang out with me on the way to getting me to the airport. And all's well that ends
invite
well.
any strippers that want to get taken care
That's
of.
right. That's right. You're not going to get a lap dance out of me, but I'll take you back home
I'll take you home.
after a night of debauchery. Yeah, it was.
Of emotionally soul bonding.
It was wild.
And some appetizers.
She
at bar
invited.
bar.
Bro,
You want a blue drink? I got you.
It was wild. My room was like it was like a college party. Like people were just coming in and out. Like she was inviting like local friends, like not strippers,
Non-strippers, yeah.
just like random
College
people,
students, probably.
Just
Like her friends.
They like live in the French Quarter. It's like, who are you again? It's like, I just know Brittany. It's like, oh, okay.
All right.
I'd say don't steal anything, but there's nothing here to steal. I'm in a fucking Motel 6.
Yeah,
What are we
Guapo's trying to
doing?
make the weekend last, and you're trying to get it over with.
I couldn't wait to get out of there.
And you guys are in a Motel 6 or something?
Nah, but I mean, like,
Adjacent.
it wasn't anything fancy.
Right.
Motel 7.
You
It was,
you were on one of those in one of those hotels on the on that road going to Borgata.
No.
Hey, that was a great deal.
Haven't stayed
God.
anywhere like that since La Manna.
We saved some money. We didn't die. What's the problem?
Oh my God!
You're not wrong.
I mean, he's kind of cooking on that.
Honestly, I can't believe we didn't just like get syphilis being in that room.
Oh, boy.
Speak for yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
No, the place I stayed was like right next to Harrah's, New Orleans. So I don't know. I don't know why I didn't just stay at Harrah's. I feel like the place I stayed at was like somewhat nicer, but maybe not. I truly don't know. I haven't been back since either. But yeah, if you're out there and you're listening, I hope all's well. You probably have a couple dozen kids now living in Mobile, Alabama. Oh man! All right, I think we got some poker to discuss.
Yeah.
Actually, Jesus Christ, we didn't even get to the main thing.
We haven't got to anything.
We haven't got to anything, man.
This is
Apologies.
why it takes
It's been
2
an hour.
hours.
It's okay.
You know?
Yeah, what a tangent. All right, we have it's a 600th
I was
episode.
gonna say
we have a great show for you here
If
today.
it's a six, if we're gonna tangent, like we're gonna just tangent on a 600 episode.
An hour in.
Honestly, this is way more of what this show should be anyway.
We did
Like,
pretty good. That was pretty good.
How much could we talk about poker Twitter?
Great.
I think
Turn
we
the
learned a
shit
lot.
off. We out.
That's right. If you go to Dubai, stay off of Bumble.
Right.
Okay. Like that messaging you first is not the layer
Yeah.
of protection you want it to be. All right. So we have a big announcement coming up. We have a partnership in place with PokerStars in the United States for the next few weeks, where we are in charge of giving away a $10,000 NAPT Gold Pass.
It's a lot of
Now
responsibility.
you may ask yourself, well, what the fuck is a gold pass? What is this, Willy Wonka and the golden ticket? Well, kinda. You're not far off. So the gold pass actually ages all the way back to the origins of NAPT. It's been around forever. They used it for the PCA as well. I might be actually dating it further back than it is, but I know for at least whenever the PCA became a 25K, they were using the gold pass for that. And effectively what it is, it's an all-inclusive package that will get you to the NAPT main event, which this year is going back to the original buy-in of $5,300. You guys might remember that the reboot of the NAPT last year was a $1,600 event. They want to get it more back to the roots, so we're looking at a $5,300 buy-in this year. The main event is going to take place here in Las Vegas at Resorts World as it did last year. And if you are the benefactor of the Gold Pass, what you will get is a $5,300 main event seat, 7-night stay and accommodations at Resorts World worth
26, I think.
yeah,
$2,600 bucks. Yeah.
well, I don't want to do math on air.
Sorry.
Worth something.
$2,900.
And then you also get $1,800 in travel and expense money, which will be paid out to the player by a representative of PokerStars on site at Las Vegas. So total package worth $10,000. And this is a big deal for a lot of reasons. Not just because you as a loyal viewer have the opportunity to win one, but more importantly, because this main event has a $3 million guarantee, of which a minimum of 100 gold passes will be given out.
That's so sick.
So bare minimum, $500,000 of that $3 million guarantee is just going out to random strangers on the internet.
Like you.
Right.
You.
Of course, our viewer and our winner will be a very good poker player because they listen to the podcast, they listen to
Of
the month.
course.
But
the other 99, however,
And-
I don't want to speak
Right.
On behalf of those winners, kudos to them, God bless. But most of them are going to be winning like free rolls through PokerStars US.
Right.
They're going to be doing the hard work.
It's going to soften up the field a little.
If you guys remember my man Frosty Nugs from PCA, he did something very similar where he turned $0 into a $25K package and then min cashed, or a little more than min cashed.
More than that. Yeah.
He cashed for like 54K.
Is that the construction guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had him on. It was a glorious time.
So you also get podcast RunGood.
That's right.
He was basically a construction worker and
He
like
was
a
actually-
startup wanting to be a professional poker player, and then he did this, and then bang, instant bankroll.
He was
The
actually
better
working
part,
when he won the free roll. He was working like a steamroller.
He's on a crane.
He was
Yeah.
on a steamroller. He was on
Steamroller.
a steamroller while he won it, playing on his phone.
Where's he at now? We got to find out.
We do need to
He
follow
probably
up with
ran that
Frosty Nug.
50K up to like $500,000.
Okay, Archie Karras.
To be fair, that 50K in Canadian was worth somewhere in the neighborhood of 250K. So as long as he doesn't go to Bar in Dubai, I think he's pretty safe.
Got to fade the blue drinks.
Shout out to
gotta-
Bar.
Fucking Bar. I left them a nasty review on Google.
Sure you did.
On Google reviews.
Ultimate Yelper you are.
My first ever review, and it was a 1-star.
I knew it was going to be 1 star. It wasn't going to be 0. It was going to be 1
You
star.
can't give them 0. They don't want to let you.
Really?
Yeah, but I posted receipts. I put a fucking screenshot of my bank account up there.
Don't go here
Motherfuckers.
unless you want to get scammed.
Yeah, goddamn right. Little secret, they double charged me, and I only screenshotted. I screenshotted like the double charge, so it looks like I got for like 3K. They reversed the charges on one of them though, but I wasn't gonna put that in there.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Anyway, going back to this giveaway, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with it. So since this is a much longer engagement, we're gonna do something a little fun. We're gonna have a NAPT scavenger hunt of sorts.
A little scavenger hunt?
A little scavenger hunt
like
of
that.
sorts. So we'll give out all of the finer details on Friday, and we'll be posting a lot to our social media outlets, specifically Twitter. So if you're not following us already, at onlyfriends_pod, that will be the place to engage with this NAPT scavenger hunt. The idea will be that we're going to give you some puzzles over the coming weeks. Ultimately, that's going to be resulting in each puzzle that you solve will give you another clue. And the end will be like a passphrase or something along those lines that you guys will have to submit. If there's multiple winners, of course, we'll do a random drawing on air for whoever ultimately does get the gold pass. So I believe the main event, if I'm not mistaken, is the 5th.
I believe I want to say it's the 5th to the. Yes.
The whole thing is the 1st to the 10th, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I want to say it's the
November.
5th to the 10th.
Do a little fact check for me real
Yeah, I
quick.
got you. Hold
This
on.
is
We're looking at-
W.
you got-
That's
you got
WPT.
Oh, sorry.
Just, yeah.
Poker
We got a lot of tournaments coming up, but yeah, if you can
NAPT.
give me a little fact check there real quick. So I think the main event begins on the 5th, which means we'll probably do the final giveaway. Let's say the week of the 28th.
Yeah, like October. I mean, Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Halloween, November 1st.
Got to give
we
people
might
a
do
little
it.
bit of time to, make arrangements.
Exactly, yeah.
Be able to take off work if they're working or what have you.
Yeah. Okay, key dates. Scroll down. What do we got? The main event
10th.
is the 5th. Okay. All right. My memory's not so bad for
Not
this,
too bad.
this old man. So yeah, the 5th to the 10th. So we'll probably do the giveaway either Tuesday the 29th or Thursday, Halloween the 31st. One of those two dates. You guys can book that in the calendar. But yeah, more details to come, of course. Just wanted to make sure that everybody became aware of that. Being the 600th episode and all, why wouldn't we just give away 10K
And
in
the
value?
gold pass is so nice because it's not just like you win a seat to this thing. It's like a whole trip you win. Right?
Well, yeah,
You
especially
win a trip.
you figure out a way to do it cheap. You get $1,800 in your pocket.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
You know?
you get the hotels.
That's
taken
all
care of.
accounted for, yeah.
The flights, and then you have some spending money on the side for food or
Yeah, you
what
fly,
have you.
bro. You fly Frontier from wherever in the
Right.
Midwest you are
Yeah.
that you win this thing, and you don't bring any bags, just
Right.
the shirt on your back. You're getting here for $99.
Right,
And
and you know what? You'll have extra money to get a few dances at the Rhino.
That's right.
Or some appetizers at Bar.
It didn't even take 5 minutes. Detective Stacy is on it.
Okay.
She said a scavenger hunt? Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Shout out to Stacy Mucci. Mucci?
Moochie.
Mucci? M-U-C-C-I. I don't
Yes.
know how to pronounce that.
PTSD.
She almost got the
Her
runner.
and Conrad, so close.
Her and Conrad were so close. If only they knew that the runner was a male.
CC is pronounced
Yeah.
CH. Like CC is like CH.
Okay. So it is. All right. So yeah. Anyway, NAPT coming up 1st of November. Be sure to look forward to more of that. We'll be doing a lot of fun stuff. We're going to be doing some strat chat. Some strat chat hands from old NAPTs. We're going to be following some stories of satellite winners between now and then, as well as always giving you guys clues and puzzle pieces for the ultimate engagement with the Gold Pass. So that's that. On a lesser note, it seems as though Dan Bilzerian's in a bit of hot water. I don't know if you guys heard about this one.
He seems to be out of it, though.
He particularly, yes.
It seems
His
like
family, however.
it seems
not
like
so
it was
much.
kind of structured for him to be out of it.
Yeah.
It seemed like when I read the whole thing, it was like, all right, listen, Dad, you can do what you want, but you're leaving me the fuck out of this, and
Right.
this can never have a contact with me, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so the long and short of it is that Blitz's cannabis company Ignite seems to be playing the role of some sort of shell company for his father. What's his dad's name? Paul Bilzerian, that's right. The long story, or the long backstory to Paul Bilzerian, is that he's had a ruling against him since like the late 90s, where the SEC has accused him of, hiding funds or whatever, and ultimately owed something along the lines of $32 million. Well, that's been collecting interest, and he's been claiming broke.
You mean IRS? You said SEC?
No, it's SEC.
Oh, it is the
it's
SEC?
SEC, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you're right. It's like 115 in today's dollars.
150.
150, yeah.
With all of the, so it was a $33 million plus interest takeover in 1993. The judge ruled in favor of the SEC, ordered Bilzerian to pay this amount. Obviously, he never did. He fled to St. Kitts, where he became an expat, and he's been living there ever since. So now it says the amount owed came to $62 million, but Bilzerian never paid that. Long claimed he didn't have the money, and now the feds seek over $180 million.
Wow.
And he's just basically laughing, saying like, "I don't know what you want me to do."
He's
man.
like, I didn't have 30. I definitely don't have 100.
You're calling 18, you're calling 22. Let's roll.
I'm chilling at St. Kitts. I don't know what y'all want from me, but
Yeah, bro's just like, funny you think I have a bank account because I don't.
funny, you're gonna put another judgment on me. Enjoy.
Right.
What are you gonna do? I'm here.
So it appears that this then came back on their purview, I guess, when Ignite went public. It says, according to the indictment, Paul Bilzerian, Ignite, and Roland allegedly conspired to impede the SEC from collecting the judgments through shell companies from December of 2018 to September of 2024. The indictment didn't specifically mention Bilzerian, but instead referred to Paul's Bilzerian's son as DB, who was listed as the CEO of Ignite.
That's down bad.
He is a bit down bad. I mean, I think Ignite had its own problems anyway. Like once it went public, I didn't follow it this closely, but I think like the stock plummeted once it went public.
Okay.
And it kind of just been like down ever since. So
They ignited a bunch of money on fire.
who knows, but it seems like, the purpose of the actual company was probably, to move funds for his dad.
Allegedly.
I imagine nothing comes of this, right? Like,
Well, I mean, nothing can come of it. Like if you think about it, like if
he's just chilling, right?
I mean, if Dan,
he's like Nagy. He's like,
well, yeah.
come fucking get me.
So
You like smoking weed, don't you?
Dan, from what I believe, Dan would be protected by the company, like because it's through like. He's not doing anything wrong. I feel like it's the accountant and the
Right. It says Dan has not been charged with any crime.
Yeah,
but it's his company that he may lose in the ultimate
yeah.
when it's all said and done.
He'll be all
Yeah,
right.
but I feel like this is more on the accountant. It's probably that same accountant probably runs this company as well. And the way they probably made it is that the accountant and the dad were doing everything, and Dan was completely left out of it.
Emphasis on
That's a-
probably.
I mean, obviously, this is obvious. My own personal
Not a news
thought.
source.
Yeah, my own personal thought on how this would be ran. But
Well-
If Conrad were to do it,
Well, what is for sure true is that Dan is not under any charges. So
he's fine.
But yeah,
it's a
they
little
can't do nothing.
clickbaity.
All right.
They can't
It's a-
do nothing to Paul.
No, he's not. I mean, I don't even think Dan is. I'm pretty sure all the Bilzerians gave up their U.S. citizenship. I know Adam lives in St. Kitts, large chunk of the year. I thought Dan did the same.
Maybe. He did put up his.
Adam wrote a book a long time ago, like a man. I can't remember what it was, but it was basically about renouncing his U.S. citizenship.
And I think I remember him saying how much he wishes he wouldn't have done that because it was such a pain in the ass.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember seeing something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that he was spending, at least this was years ago. I used to play with him in Ivy's room. He was spending a good chunk of the year in the U.S., so I don't know how much that affected him. But
it seemed right after or right before this came out, Dan is actually selling his Vegas mansion.
I like that house. I think that place is dope.
I've seen like videos and stuff. That place looks.
I didn't think
sick.
he owned it. I thought that it was alleged that he was just renting it. But
Time to buy.
yeah, it does look like it's on the market for $25 million.
Yeah, that place looks.
We can do
a smidge out of my price range.
Let's just,
maybe if
once those interest rates go down a little bit.
Yeah, maybe if the podcast takes off a little bit more, we might need more Dubai stories.
Whose house is up for sale?
Bilzerian's.
Dan,
yeah.
Time to start running our own bar, man.
For real.
Yeah,
No,
we'll have a down payment in a weekend.
I want to know legally what I could have had done to those people. Like,
It's really easy, actually. I would think that if you just say, "Hey, look, I want to see an itemized receipt. Show me
well,
what
they
this
give it to me in
is."
Arabic. I can't fucking read anything. It just
That's when you say,
you
"Hey,
call
I don't know
police.
what this is. I need you to translate what this is or write it out." Like, because we had 5 things, buddy. I need you to explain to me how these 5 things come out to $1,200.
As someone that doesn't like confrontation, I feel like the fear pay was the best option.
Nah,
Yeah.
fuck that. I would have called the police just for the LOLs. I would have wanted
I
to
don't
see
even
what
know
happened.
the police's number, man. I'm in the Middle East.
All right, well, I'd
Call
ask
Saddam.
I'm gonna ask the
Where are the
front
weapons?
desk. I'm gonna ask the front desk to please call the police for me because I'm just. I'm
front
curious.
desk. I have no way of getting to the front desk. I'm in the restaurant.
Little did you know that guy's the manager and the police.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, honestly, that's how I see it shake it out.
There
in
was a
Subway.
giant fucking bouncer there who goes, "Yo, you work out?" I'm like, "Yeah." He
Not
goes,
like you, my
he
guy.
goes, "I'm a personal trainer," and he hands me his card. I'm like,
$8,000.
That'd be great if you call the police.
"Calm down, Green Mile. I'm good."
It's Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, regardless, I would have just seen out the story as long as possible.
I mean,
and then call my bank and fucking say fraud.
I just don't know like what number I'm even dialing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like you don't want to mess with him, man.
911 ain't gonna do me any fucking good. That's for sure. Hey, I'm in the Middle East and they're trying to shake me down.
I wonder if you would have talked to your concierge if anything could have been done.
What concierge? I don't have a
mean,
concierge.
he's not
Concierge for your hotel.
He's not out of his
I didn't
hotel.
have a concierge, and I wasn't even at my hotel.
Well, your concierge can certainly talk to someone
Who
else.
had a concierge?
The front desk.
If you're
is the
staying at a
concierge.
nice hotel, Burke, everybody has a concierge.
He's talking about the front desk. Just the people that work at the front desk, basically.
Yeah, well, there's front desk and then there's concierge.
There's definitely
It's 2
concierge.
different things.
Right.
For sure.
I had nothing. I had a front desk I could speak to.
If you're staying in the hotel, you have a concierge, Matt.
All right. Well, no one told me about it. All I had was a fucking person at the front desk who said, "How may I help you?"
It's
And I
not like-
said, "Give me room service." They're like, "Let me redirect your call."
It's not like the VIP service you had like on the cruise or anything like that.
No, that was
nothing
that
like
was.
that.
I had
It's
a
like
fucking
more
butler.
like closer to front desk.
I'm pretty sure if
I
you
had a
told them
butler
that,
on the cruise.
they would just tell you, "Yeah, you're screwed, man. Just
Yeah.
pay.
Just pay.
Just pay. Get out of there.
Yeah.
You learned your lesson.
Yeah.
Try to get it reversed.
I mean, you can definitely get a review.
That's life.
You're gonna
I
have
wish
no
my-
problem.
That's no limit, baby.
I wish my bank would have rejected it. That would have been an awkward combo.
It's probably better they didn't.
Yeah.
That's down bad. You don't want that.
Yeah, you don't want to get rejected.
Why?
Because now you have to.
'Cause they might eat
you're not,
you.
First off, you're not leaving there without paying.
I gotta pay something. You're
So
right.
when it comes down to it, it's just awkward.
I didn't have any.
And now you're calling your bank to let them lift whatever fucking thing.
You pay with
security block they
you
have
pay
on
with a
it.
debit card or a credit card?
Debit.
Yeah, you didn't have
See, if
money. You
you-
might have to go to a Diddy party.
You should have paid with. You should have paid with a credit card.
I don't have a credit card.
Why?
Yeah, I think you do.
Nah.
What's your difference? What
Wow.
do you think the difference is?
You should get a
there's
credit
huge
card.
difference because there's a with a credit card. They have all these fraud protections, right? So if they see a charge that doesn't seem right, they will mark it as fraud and not let it go through.
That's the same thing with a debit card.
Yeah, but I think with a credit card, it's
More protected?
More protected, I think. Yeah.
They're like, this isn't an order for
Right.
bulk chicken and rice. What's going on with this guy?
Regardless, I do know
That's what
like
I'm
if
saying.
banks are in a situation where you call them and say, "Hey, these aren't my charges," like, or this was a scam somehow.
I'll get an
protect you.
alert. Like so, like say I use like my I'm at like a restaurant in Vegas and I use comps, right? And then I use like 90% of the bill in comps, and then I get a bill for the 10% that's left. But then when I tip, the tip is like essentially like a 200% tip or something, because obviously I'm only tipping on that 10%, but I'm actually tipping on the whole.
I don't know
thing.
this to be
So
exactly.
but I'll get a message on my phone from my credit card company. They say like, is this correct? Did you mean to tip this much? So like, I would assume that like if you use a credit card, you would have a better chance of getting your money back.
They get scared when Brian spends more than $40.
They're like, wait a second, this isn't
Yeah,
correct.
they're like, what's going on with this guy?
Right.
He's really splurging today.
I think the fraudulent thing is going to be tough. Like fraudulent is, and correct me if I'm wrong, if I get a charge on my card from like Kentucky for like $600, like it's very easy to just be like, look, like that's just not me.
Yeah, I wasn't
Whereas
here,
like when you're
right.
talking to your company and you're like, well, yeah, I went to this bar, I ordered a bunch of stuff, I paid for it because I didn't want to get in trouble, but you know,
Right.
they scammed me. Like that, I don't know.
It's harder.
Listen,
It's definitely
I don't
harder.
think they
I
really
agree.
ask questions. I know, like, there were some people I used to be friends with that were basically would put money on online poker sites for infinite dollars. Infinite. Cash it out or do whatever they do. And a couple months later, they'll just claim fraud.
Did you keep the receipt, the itemized receipt?
They don't give you one.
Oh, I thought you said he gave you, or he just showed you.
He just showed me.
Showed you on the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Fucking-
sounds like you're cooked.
It's a write-off, Burke.
Fucking guys.
Tax
It's a
deductible.
right
Just fucking
fraud.
guys, man.
Yeah.
Should have had my Scruff McGruff shirt on.
I'm over here
They
looking
wouldn't
for
have
your.
fucked with me. though.
60652.
I'm looking for your Google review over here. I can't find it.
Huh?
I've been looking for your Google review over here. I can't find it.
Motherfuckers need to put it on the front page.
They deleted it. They
God
said that's
damn
one
it.
unhappy customer.
We'll find it. We'll read it on air in the upcoming week.
1 star. They scammed my ass.
All right. Let's get out of here. We've been here long enough. That's going to do it for our 600th episode. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in and supporting the show. Don't forget that we are going to be giving you more details on how to win a gold pass moving forward. Tomorrow is going to be Strat Chat with Matt. We're going to be back same time at noon Pacific. I have to go to work because now I have to pay down this fucking bar tab. So unfortunately, I won't be here tomorrow. But
Get to stripping.
I will be back on Friday. We'll have the Weekend Warrior predictions. Jeff Platt and Brent Hanks will be calling in. And I'm going to be moan how fucking unlucky I got for the Steelers to lose to the Colts this past week when Skeens somehow only threw 2 innings and wielded a 6-run victory for the Pirates. The
Birds,
bats
baby.
fucking came out. All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys all tomorrow.
Later, squad.
Peace.